Palmer this season um started very well. Last season he was everywhere, goals, assists, chances created. This guy was everywhere. And then this season started very well, like I said, started very well. All of a sudden, no goals, no assists. I saw a stat, of course, that said he was top of the chances created this season in 2025. This year,
Yeah.
he was top in the Premier League. I don't know if that's changed now, but I think I saw that stat one time. 25 goals and assists this season is now some players' best season, best output.
Yeah.
We know that one. But can you say Palmer has flopped this season based on the standards? You do this season. We're expecting you to do better next season. Would you say he has flopped, going 16 games without scoring and without assisting? Would you say Palmer has flopped this season?
No, I don't think Palmer has played. Every player's target every season is I should do better than I have done the previous season. But this season now, I feel like the weight alone Palmer is carrying for Chelsea alone is too much. It's too heavy for him as a midfielder. Getting 25 goals and assists in a season, it's a good number. Check Man United when they have
He's
uh,
going to call my.
Fernandez. When Fernandez doesn't turn up for Manchester United, the team is not organized. Let me put it
That's
that way.
just
So
another
for Palmer getting
Ipswich.
that assist and goals for Chelsea, and no other player is turning up and helping him as well, it gives him this the dependency on him is bringing his game down a little bit, and I feel so. Yeah, and as a player, every match you are expected to do better. Every match you are expected to do better, and when you don't do better, your team is not where they are supposed to be, and all eyes will be on you. So personally, I don't feel like Palmer is flopping this season. Actually started well. I just feel like he's not ending well.
Okay,
I,
better.
I knew he was going to mention my but
Obviously.
that's fine. You are complaining about a midfielder if he was a flop. What would you say about a striker, Holland? Let's not even go there. Now, if the question is if Palmer was a flop. There's not, in fact, there's no correlation between Palmer and flop in this season. That's because there were too much expectations on him. Like I said, last season he literally carried Chelsea,
Mm.
like Obi on a shoulder. If not for Palmer last season, Chelsea would have finished, below 10 and all that. But then that's not what we're talking about. He came in this season, people at Chelsea they play. Everybody's talking about Palmer. Chelsea fans say, Palmer they play now.
Palmer
Palmer
was
they
against
there
Brighton
now.
now.
4 goals in the first
Palmer,
half.
Palmer day now, Palmer day now, and he was delivering like the Hebrew men. They deliver, they show work. It's not be church. But then at some point, he started. He's
Hit,
human
hit,
now.
hit, come, come.
It's too much. I mean, when everybody is dependent on both strikers are dependent. He scores better goals than even those in the front. Like his goals are more impressive, and you're like, come on, this guy, this is exceptional. Unlike Jackson and all that, he doesn't miss like those guys. Right now, as a midfielder, everybody's depending on him in a team of with 11 players. What are you expecting him to do? So I think it's the pressure that weighed him. But flop, no, he's not. As compared to, I mean, he's a midfielder. Comparing him to a striker in Man United, you understand that this is absolutely
Another
great.
thing, another thing. Okay, let's all agree to disagree that he didn't flop this season. And let's look at something else from another angle. We look at Bukayo Saka. How many years this guy has been for many years since he came into the limelight. He's been consistent for us now. We look at some other players too. I won't call Foden because Foden has been on and off since he
Yeah.
came into the scene. He's been on and off. Last season was his best season. This season, nowhere to be found. So we look at, of course, he's been compared. Palmer has been compared to the comparison of Bukayo Saka and the rest of them, who is better and stuff. Based on this standard has been set up for these players, Bukayo Saka came in this season. If not for injury, we know we know what he would have done this season. He has started with as he already had 10 assists in how many games?
Yeah.
Had goals, about 8 goals, about 7 goals before he went on that injury. He went on the Premier League alone. Based on this fact, Palmer cannot handle pressure. Can we say Palmer can handle pressure?
Um, he actually did last season everything.
Okay, that's
A
not.
new manager. I'm coming from last season, a new manager. Like I don't think Palmer has played a full 2 seasons with a manager. No, always a new manager. So handling that pressure now is not. He's a young guy that just came into the team, and he's supposed to meet people that he was supposed to like learn from, and all of a sudden he just dropped everything on his shoulder. I think Farmer is 20 years.
22.
22, okay. I don't think he's playing under pressure. When you watch the match, because stats sometimes are deceiving. When you watch the match, you know that Farmer is actually trying his best. Sometimes he creates those chances. It's just the attacker, Jackson, is not finishing well.
Right. Like I was saying, last season he was just playing. He didn't even know that the whole Chelsea players and fans depended on him. And then initially this season the same thing. But then at some point, it was obvious, it was evident that both the coach, the players, fans
Yeah.
were dependent on him. So you could say he couldn't handle the pressure. And then aside that, because everybody was just focusing on him. Okay, now we're trying to ask if Palmer was the fraud. What happened to Jackson? What happened to Sancho that they bought from
We
Maya and were
can't
like,
we
Man
can't
United.
talk about we can't talk about players that have not even delivered. Not
That's the
we're talking
thing.
about players that have delivered.
Because everybody is looking at him. That's why, because all focus on him. So that's why it's as if he's fine. In some matches he's being found one thing and all that. But pressure, yes, he was pressured, he didn't handle it better because he got to know that he's under pressure. When he didn't know, he was just having a good time. We were having a few days initially. Marisca, I'm not carry league. No, we're just playing, win get the 3 points and go. And then at some point they couldn't even get the 3 points. So that's what happened.
All right, comment section, Abel. Let us know. Let us know. Let us know what you think about this one. Yep.